to In the Zone on Sports Radio 1340 WEPM.
And welcome back to In the Zone. And we want to welcome in Dominique Dawes, three-time Olympian, media analyst, and co-chair of President Obama's Council on Fitness, Sports, and Nutrition. Dominique, you love being around fitness.
I do. You know, I think just being an athlete for nearly 20 years of my life has made me focus a great deal on, of course, health, fitness, and wellness. And so it has been just the perfect fit of the work that I do today, either in public speaking to talk about the importance of health and fitness, or being the co-chair of the President's Council, or even the work that I currently do now on the web.
Well, yeah, and then, you know, being that athlete that you were, that elite athlete, you retired at what age of 23?
23, yeah.
23, and then it was kind of like, okay, what do I do now?
You know, at the time, I was already doing a great deal of work, some television work, also motivational speaking, and had a great deal of opportunities presented to me. But I think it wasn't just simply what I wanted to do now, but it was about finding my next passion in life. And I wasn't sure what was going to really replace the area that gymnastics was able to fill when I was a child. And so it took some time and also deep thought and a lot of prayer. And I finally decided in 2002 that I truly believe that my calling was with motivational speaking. Though I still do the work in reporting and other spokesperson type roles, but my true passion is motivational speaking.
Yeah, and I mean, that's got to be tough, having that much success so early in life, but you were also surrounded by a lot of great people that kept you motivated and were very good, positive influences in your life. And, you know, here you are, you retire, and it's like, okay, I need some new goals, because being that athlete and dedicated to that sport, you had to be a very goal-oriented person, especially being a three-time Olympian.
Yeah, I was still a goal-oriented person even after retiring. I mean, like I said before, I was doing a great deal of work, and so I always had pursuits of where I wanted to go moving forward. And surrounding myself with the right people was key, just making sure people weren't just telling me what I wanted to hear, but more importantly, were brutally honest, which is what I respect more than anything. When people are very genuine and direct, that is how I am in life. And I really think that people respect that because they know where you come from. And those people around me were pretty direct and honest and good guiders for me, let's say.
Well, yeah, I've read some of your tweets on you're training your niece right now and not putting up with her drama. And I was cracking up when I was reading that, because I have a girl that works out with me, and she's like, oh, I hate you sometimes.
Yeah, and you know what? They should hate you. This morning I was up at 4:55 and training my niece at 6 a.m., and she wanted to whine and complain about one-legged hops. And I was like, are you kidding me? And, you know, I had to be the disciplinarian at that time. And it really took me back to the way my coach, Kelly Hill, was with me. I wasn't this perfect child, and I'm definitely not a perfect adult. And every now and then I need someone to push me or put a fire under me to get me moving. And that's exactly what I did for my niece this morning at 6. And it was hard, but I know it's going to pay off. I'm hopeful it'll pay off. Oh, she will. She'll thank you in the long run. She'll be very thankful. Down the road.
Then she's going to punish someone else.
Yes, she is. It's not punishing. It's helping people.
Well, that's what it is. But at the time, it's like, man, you're killing me right now.
You know, but what I tell all the young people that I speak to, either, you know, young kids that are in elementary school or in college, that you need to gravitate toward those people that have set a higher bar for you than you set for yourself, and they don't let you settle for 80 or 70%, because those are the people that truly care for you. Those that just kind of let you slide and get away with average effort or mediocrity, those are the ones that, you know, really don't want you to succeed, and you need to avoid those people.
Hey, Dominique, one thing you brought up a good point just now talking about. I know when I played sports, you know, I always had coaches jump all over me at times when I'd make a mistake or something like that, and they always come up to me after practice and say, hey, look, if I didn't care what you did or didn't think you could do a good job, I would just let you slide. You brought up a good point about pushing somebody. If you believe in them, that you want them to do their best, you want them to work at their highest level.
Exactly. I mean, you know, number one, it's not fun for me to get up at 4:55. I will say that, you know, to train my niece, and it's obviously me just doing it just because I care. But I just know that if I don't push her, she's not going to achieve the goals that she and I have set for her to achieve. And I know that she can, you know, push through and get in the shape that she wants to get in, and she wants to be a competitive athlete someday. And I know that if I don't push her, it may not happen, because it's very difficult for a child or even a young adult to push themselves on their own. I know that I would not be speaking with you all today and talking about being a 3-time Olympian and doing the work that I'm doing today if my coach did not push me. And she pushed me each and every day, never gave up, and truly that's why I succeeded.
Well, and you're on your way to Shepherdstown right now to speak at Shepherd University for National Recreation, Sports, and Fitness Day, which I think this is great because I think there's so many college kids that are uninformed about their bodies because they're used to being at home. You get to college, some of us treat the cafeteria like a buffet, or we're not playing sports in high school anymore, so we're not doing a whole lot. We're just studying. And I think with someone like you coming in and talking to them and kind of educating them a little bit can really get them on the right course before it's, too late.
It is somewhat inevitable that people are going to go through those periods where they put on the freshman 15. And I think for me, it was like the freshman 20 after my career was over at one point, between my second and third Olympics. And that is inevitable, and I was lazy. But I just try to encourage young people to understand that they're going to get off track. You're not going to make all the best decisions at first, but it's always good to know, where that track is and what direction you need to go back in so you can stay focused on your overall health and wellness. This evening, what I'm really going to focus on is not so much about, perspiring and getting to the gym and, always making smart decisions when it comes to your nutrition. It's really going to be about vitality versus vanity. And vitality meaning living, developing, living, and vanity versus, focusing on the superficial aspect of oneself, which is what society tells us to do. I always say, turn the television on for a day, and you will be convinced that you're not enough. You're not thin enough. Your teeth aren't white enough. Your hair isn't shiny enough. Your eyelashes aren't long enough. I mean, you're just not enough. And so I really try to hit home with the young people and have them erase all those negative thoughts about themselves when it comes to vanity and focus more so on vitality so that they can truly be the healthy person that they truly can be someday.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I think that's important, especially if they want to, get back in shape or something and to set those goals. You can't set that bar too high. Otherwise, you're going to lose the motivation.
Oh, realistic goals are key. I think a number of people in this world will set the bar, not saying that they won't be able to reach it down the road, but not, something that they can see around, over the horizon. And so realistic goals is very important, but also knowing thyself and knowing if you're a committed individual, are you a responsible individual, do you have a good attitude, do you have a strong work ethic? Because if you don't have those things, you're not going to stay committed to your goals. You're going to give up. You're not going to work hard when it gets tough and when your alarm goes off in the morning for you to go for that jog. You're just going to enjoy the comfort of your bed. You're not going to get up and you're not going to do all those necessary things when times get extremely tough. And so a lot of what I focus on is on the core, because if we get our values in check and we become those committed people, those responsible people, those determined people, those goal-oriented people, we will have what it takes to achieve whatever goal we set for ourselves, either if it has to do with our physical health, our emotional health, our vocation, our relationships, our spiritual growth, whatever it is, we'll stay committed to it if we ourselves are committed individuals.
Well, yeah, and I love what you've, some stuff that I've read about you, the 3 Ds, determination, dedication, and desire, and you knew that early on. Like, there's things that I've found out that I wish I would have known when I was that young, in my teens, and when you were an Olympic athlete and I was just going to school. but yeah, I mean, it's great that you had that early on and were able to implement it.
Well, the one thing is I always say it's easy to know it, but it's another thing to live it. And as a young person, I created this personal motto called D3, determination, dedication, desire. I used my parents' shaving cream. I wrote it in the mirror, and I really tried to envision myself with those qualities. Now, I would be lying to you if I said I was always determined, I was always dedicated, and I always had the desire to win. I would be lying. But as a young person, it at least gave me a starting point of, when I'm off track, I would then ask myself, am I really working that hard? Am I really standing for what D3 is all about? And so I do encourage young people to create personal mottos like that. You're not going to be it each and every day, but at least it gives you a starting point of who you want to become down the road, and that'll happen through experiences of when you fall and you get back up, you show more determination. Getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning when I was a kid, each and every day for morning practice and being in the gym nearly 40 hours a week showed that I was determined. And, standing up after a fall and coming back for another beating in the sport showed me that I had the desire to at least try again and to win. And so that just happened throughout my journey that I D3 truly became, who I was.
And of course, from a mental standpoint as well, you got to be mentally tough, and that helps out with the physical part as well, and nutrition and everything else. If you got your mind right, that makes everything else a little bit easier as well.
So true. I mean, if your mind's off track, your body will only do so much. I mean, the greatest speakers and evangelists have said, your mind truly does control your body. Mm-hmm. And what you think about, you will be about. And so if your mind is thinking right, more than likely your body will start going in that direction. But if your mind is off, if you're thinking negative, if you think you can't lose the weight or you can't, live a healthy lifestyle where you just can't go away from eating burgers each and every day, you're not going to make the necessary changes. But if you start believing it in your mind, in time, your body will catch up and will follow.
You're listening to In the Zone with Fred and Angela. We're joined by Dominique Dawes. She will be at Shepherd University tonight for the National Sports and Fitness Day at 7:00 in Store Ballroom. And Dominique, you've been really busy. Like, I didn't realize how much you've been doing lately, but I thought it was really cool that you had an opportunity to be the co-chair on the President's Council on fitness, sports, and nutrition. And I'm just kind of wondering, what have you been doing with that lately? What are some things that you're excited about?
There's actually a kickoff for 2012. There's going to be a new push, a part of PALA Plus, which is about the Presidential Active Lifestyle Award, and not just focusing on the physical component of people being physically in shape, but also focusing on the nutritional component. President Obama is the first president to incorporate nutrition into the President's Council on Fitness, Sports, and now Nutrition. And that's a genius move because it's not just about getting people up and moving and active and burning calories, but it's also about teaching them about fueling their body for future success and making smart decisions. And so now it's about kicking off PALA Plus and really spreading that knowledge to families, to communities, to sports teams, to American citizens, and hopefully they'll get on board and start recognizing the small daily changes that they can make in their life.
Yeah, that's really exciting to be able to do that. And I didn't realize you lived so close to us. And I think you're in Rockville, Maryland. And I was like, wow, like Dominique Dawes. I mean, I still have my 96 gymnast Barbie hidden away somewhere in my closet.
I still have mine displayed in my bedroom.
Oh man, I never took her out of the box either. I loved Barbies when I was a kid. I never took her out of the box.
Wow.
So,
that's so cute.
But yeah, I mean, that's something that's really exciting. And I mean, who would have thought you were so young as an Olympic athlete and then doing the things that you're doing now is just remarkable.
Well, I love the work that I'm doing, but I will say the most challenging thing that I'm doing now is back in school. I'm at business school at GW. And just the other month, we had a great deal of financial accounting homework, and I haven't cried, I don't think, since my gymnastics days as bad as I cried during while I was doing homework. And so, taking that on has been a challenge for me. But, I love challenging opportunities because I know as long as I finish it, I know I've gotten stronger along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dominic, I know you've got so much stuff going on right now, but are you still able to keep up with the U.S. gymnast team? And I know they're getting ready for the Summer Olympics. Are you keeping up with anything like it with that?
They are, and they are looking good. I mean, World Championships, not even a shock that, they ended up winning gold, but just talent across the board and very mature young girls. I will be there in London doing some work with FoxSports.com, and I'm excited to have an opportunity to get to know these girls personally because I've met Nastia and interviewed her a couple of times, but I don't really know them that well. And so I just can't wait to share their personality with the American public. And I'm hoping that this team wins gold in London so people will stop talking about the Magnificent Seven because what we did was so long ago. And these girls deserve it, and I'm pretty hopeful that they'll win.
I was just about to bring the Magnificent Seven up.
Oh, really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Great.
No, but that's a lot of fun. Do you like doing the TV stuff?
It's the web. I enjoy the web. I did do some television work back in the day, and I will say my skin is not thick enough. It just, you would think as an athlete, like I'd be able to endure certain things. No thanks. It's not for me. But I do love doing the work on the web. It's a lot more of a flexible schedule because I do love being able to travel and do these types of talks like I'm doing this evening at Shepherd University. And so doing this online work allows me to kind of have the best of both